we go. Everyone, lovely, welcome. So this is an express Pilates class, so we're trying to sort of fit it all into an hour, so I'm going to focus more on some stretches and some workouts, but not such a massive cool down and a warm up. So sit yourself comfortably, and we shall do a little bit of getting the body ready. So I'm trying to think of my posture. I'm trying to have my ears over my shoulders, shoulders over hips, and trying to pull up really tall. So if you find pulling up really tall and you sort of feel like you're rocking back, just change your leg position or sit on a pillow, whatever works. Let's just take a nice deep breath in, through the nose, out through the mouth. Pilates is through the nose, out through the mouth breathing, but don't worry too much about it today. Just get used to the get used to the exercises. See how we go. Another deep breath in, and out. Then a little circle with your nose, like you're drawing a circle. Let's just get this neck warmed up. So I like to try and focus on a lot of neck, shoulders, back strengthening, hip opening, change direction. All the bits of the body we neglect, but we overuse when we're doing other exercise. Lovely. Then let's just look right and left. And again. So the neck gets a lot of tension, so we're going to try and relieve that. Just lift your arms up gently and just twist, gentle twist, looking one way. And again, breathe in, breathe out, twist. And again, breathe in. Little lift up with the chin, and down. And again. And hold this side, and we'll just twist a little bit more if we can. Try and lead with the shoulder, not with the neck, so let your neck stay relaxed. And then let's switch to the other side. And squeeze, lovely. So again, squeeze back with the shoulder, but let the neck relax. Then back to centre. Let's take our ear to shoulder. So we're trying not to bend the neck in half, we're just lengthening and strengthening. There's a lot of nerves and things going on in that neck, so we want to be gentle. Let's hold over to the right next time. And then just to increase the stretch, just with your fingers, just very gentle. Let this shoulder relax, and I'm going to try and put the heel of my hand on the floor. Push it down, you just get a really nice stretch all the way down from the ear, down the shoulder, down the arm. Lovely. Just a couple of breaths here. Lovely. Trying to let the stress of today get away from you if you can. If you can grab this half an hour without being disturbed. Release. Let's change sides, ear to shoulder. Gently with the fingers, really just a gentle, and then try and push that hand down to the floor. So I'm going to try and get these wrists warm up. There's quite a lot of work on all fours, particularly in Pilates. So I'm going to get these wrists warm and stretched. So let's have a shoulder roll. Lovely. And then hands on the shoulders. Big elbow circles. We're just trying to warm up the shoulders. Not too much upper body work, but a lot of trying to open these shoulders. We spend all day kind of rounded and hunched, so we're opening up. Take it to a full circle. Use some breath, lift your chest, feel your ribs expanding, your tummy filling up with air. Lovely. Come back to centre. Let's start small with shoulder rolls forward, but just try and get a big range of motion. And then hands on the shoulders. Let's make some circles. Then use the breath, lengthen the body. Let's do some full circles. Reach. One more, and rest. Lovely. So warming up the wrists, circle them round. We do a lot with our hands all day, on our phones, cooking, driving, anything, writing, using computers the other way. You might work with your hands for your job, but getting a lot of stress in the wrists, hands together, link them, figure of 8, can cause a lot of stress further up the arms and the shoulders and neck, so we're giving the wrists a bit of attention. Lovely. Then I want you to bend and stretch and then make it fluid. Lovely. And then we're going to stretch those arms out, palms up, and just stretch up, shoulders to the ears, then let them drop down. Then reverse the hands, just stretch that upper back, pushing the arms forward. And release. I just want to warm up these shoulders a tiny bit. So hands, flick the hands up and down like you're revving a bike. And then we're going to take them out to the side and keep those wrists flicked up. So, and circle. Most people, you know, if you're on your wrists like this for a long time, doing push-ups, people think their wrists aren't strong, but it's not the strength, it's the flexibility. So that's why I really push these wrists away. Circle forward. Lovely, and it's just getting a little bit of heat into the shoulders. And then take those arms up to the ceiling like you're cleaning your ceiling. And then circle them the other way. Wonderful stuff. Lovely, and relax. Good, I'm going to flip over onto all fours. So we do quite a bit of work in this position. You've got your shoulders right over your wrists and your knees right over your, underneath your hips. So you're in a box. You always want to try and have your shoulders away. So you're lengthened, your neck is always long, and you always tend to look down. We tend to not work with the chin up here, so a lot of stress on the neck, except for when we're stretching. First thing we're going to do, cat-cow. Most of you probably used to this, basically a pelvic tilt. So you're tilting underneath, tuck your tailbone under. Squeeze your tummy, pull your belly right up to your spine, and then we're going to reverse that. So you're arching the lower back, feel the tummy stretch, push the shoulders back, lift the chest and the chin slightly, breathe in, breathe out, tuck under, really pull those abs up, head tucks under, breathe out, breathe in. So we're getting a nice arch in the spine, you're using the tummy to move the spine. It's good for the discs. Couple more here. One more last breath in. And out, lovely. Let's have a little sit back into child pose just for a quick stretch. Reach those hands forward, feel that lower back rounding, rest the head. Okay, coming up. So I want to tuck the feet under, push back a little bit, give those feet a stretch. And then what I want to do, we're going to go into a down dog, but we're going to do it in stages because I really want to try and stretch the legs and open up the shoulders. So to start with, we're going to do it with bent legs. So hands where they are, just lift your knees off the floor, push your chest back towards your legs. So we're starting here. So because our legs are bent, we can try and focus on our back a little bit more. So it's like you're pushing, for want of a better word, your boobs onto your knees, push boobs to knees and release. You can breathe in, breathe out, just push down a little bit. So we're opening up these shoulders. Breathe out, push down. Breathe in, release. Breathe out, push down. Squeeze that tummy, breathe in, release. Breathe out, push down, hold here. Let's reach the hands forward a bit more. Let's focus on these legs now. So let's try and straighten them a little bit. Don't worry about the heels if they're not down. Let's try and just push the right heel down. Then release. Then the left heel down. And release. And the right heel down. Squeeze your tummy in as well. Let your neck and head be relaxed. And release. Push the left heel down. Let's pad through the feet a little bit more, a little bit quicker. And then let's push both heels down. Let's push the boobs to the knees. Nice deep breath. Don't worry if your heels aren't on the floor. Just feel that stretch. One more breath. And then come to child pose again. Release the feet and relax. Lovely. Okay, coming back up onto all fours. So what I want to do is take the right leg back and the left leg back. We're coming up into a plank. Now we're going to swing. I'm just going to say right leg. It's not my right leg, but don't worry. Swing your right leg forward, and then I'm going to try and get it forward as much as you can. Let the back knee come down. So we're in this position. We're driving the hips down, getting a stretch in this hip flexor. So opposite hand to foot stays on the floor. Same arm as leg. Open up, stretch up. We're going to thread this through. Thread it through your other arm and open. So you breathe in, open, breathe out, thread through. So we're getting rotation in the mid-spine, opening the shoulder. Try and keep those hips down and make sure your knee doesn't go past your ankle. Rotate in, breathe in, breathe out, rotate, breathe in, open, breathe out, rotate. If you want to take it up a level, so with all of these exercises that I'm going to build, you can take that foot up and be in a full lunge. And again, open and rotate. Breathe in, open. Breathe out, rotate and open. Last one. Let's come back down. Switch sides. So let's put the leg back into a plank. Swing the leg forward. Don't worry if you have to scooch it forward. Let's let the knee come down. Same arm as leg. Open up. Thread through and open and through and open and through and open and through. Do we want to take it up into a full lunge? And again, 4 more. Open, thread through, breathe in, really reach back. So we're opening up the chest, reaching up to the ceiling. Last 2, last 1. Lovely. And let's rest down. Wonderful. So we're going to do, I'll call it Superwoman. So a couple of things to look out for. We're going to be lifting the arm and we're going to be lifting the leg. And I want to take them out on the diagonal. So we're going to hold still. We're going to take the arm and leg out on the diagonal, bring it back. Out on the diagonal, bring it back. So one thing, when you lift your leg, your back wants to arch, this wants to happen. So it's not about height. Keep your tummy in and your back where it is. Just squeeze. You only want to be here and you want to be here. Okay, so let's lift that up. Left leg back, right arm up. Whichever one you do, just remember the other side. God, I haven't got much space. And open up and close. So looking straight down. Really push into the hand that's on the floor. Really squeezing your tummy in. Don't let your tummy drop or your back drop. Breathe. One more. Hold it out on the diagonal. Hold and breathe. We don't want to rotate either, so don't let those hips lift. Keep them down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Quick sit back. And come back. So this time it's my right leg and my left arm. Again, let's get a nice steady position so we don't want to rotate. Keep flat. Then pull in, strong with the arms, strong with the shoulders. Let's take it out to diagonal. So you're looking straight down as if you're looking in a mirror at your beautiful faces. Open and close. Fantastic. Breathe in, breathe out. On the out breath, try and squeeze the tummy. Squeeze your pelvic floor like you're holding a wee. Just give everything a little squeeze. 2 more and then we hold. Last 1, hold here. 1 more, nice deep breath. Well done. Let's just sit back on those knees. Give these wrists a little bit of a rest. I want to come down onto our tummies next. On the tummy. So this is a nice little arm workout for those of us who don't like push-ups. It's gentle and it lets you sort of strengthen things and stretch things without putting too much pressure. Hands here, elbows in, don't let them roll out. Hold in like a newspaper under your arm. As if you're about to push up, and we're just going to squeeze the tummy in, and we're just going to lift up and lower. Lift up. So it's like a half push up, but we get a back bend with it. We stretch the abdominals with it. Try and avoid lifting your chin, so we don't want to be doing this. Keep your chin down. So it's all about lengthening. Pushing up, and you can see my arms are kind of bent the whole time, so they don't really ever release. You don't ever come down, you just keep sort of hovering your chest above the floor an inch and lift up, and down, lift up, keep those elbows in. Let's do 3 more, 2 more, 1 more. Wonderful stuff. Let's do a little bit for this back. This is really important. So we can rest the hands here Rest the head down. So I'm going to start with one leg at a time, then I'm going to add arms, then I'm going to build up. So you can choose the level that works for you. Always listen to your own body. You should be able to see my feet. I'm just going to lengthen my legs, squeeze my bottom and lift it up. So knee off the floor and lower. Breathe in, lengthen. Squeeze the right leg, lift and lower. Try and be held in the shoulders. Squeeze the tummy, lengthen and lift. And lower, lovely. Right leg lengthen and lift. And lower, good. Breathe in and out. Don't get too caught up in, am I breathing right? Which way round should I breathe? Just try and breathe with the movement. So breathe in, breathe out. Doesn't matter which way round. In a full class, in an hour class, we sort of spend a lot more on breathing and activating different bits of the body. Okay, I'm going to take it up a level. I'm going to add arms. I'm going to do opposite arm to leg. So lift that left leg, lift that right arm. So this time, instead of my head being down, I'm held the whole time. Left arm, right leg. Really push that hip into the floor. We're trying to get extension through the hip. Trying to get mobility in the hips. 4 more of these, and then I'm going to do an exercise called swimming, which is exactly as it sounds. So you know those little wind-up toys you got in the bath, and their feet do that? That's what we're going to do. It might look silly. So the idea is, I'll show you first. We've got arms and legs lifted, and we swim. You're trying to keep your body still, so you're not wobbling all over the place. So if that's too much, you can just do the legs, okay? So we're just going to hold that for 8. So shoulders back, tummy in, squeeze, lift your bottom, lift your arms, and paddle. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is working your upper and lower back. 6, 7, 8. Release. Let's push up. Let's push back and stretch out that back. Nice deep breath. Wonderful. Okay, let's come on to our bottoms. Thinking of your feet positioned. When you're lying down, you can't see them. So your sitting bones on your bum, I think that's where you're drawing a line to your heels. So I'm going to sit up tall, again thinking of ears over, shoulders over hips, trying to have that posture, pull up tall, lifting the chest to the ceiling. On the out breath, as if someone's hit you in the tummy, a bit like a pelvic tilt as well. Breathe in, lift up, breathe out, breathe in, lift up. Next time, arms off. Just going to keep adding on. Breathe in, lift. Breathe out. You can go a bit lower if you can manage that. Lift up. Keep your feet on the floor. If we lift the toes, you're starting to engage the legs. We just want to use the abdominals here. So I'm going to breathe in. Can we lift up? Work through the shoulders. Hold this here. We're going to hold here. Going to lift one arm up and down. Really keep the tummy in tight. Tilt and tuck and lift and down and lift. Feel that tummy working. It should be shaking. Lift and down. Again, lift and down. Can we do double arms? Again, it's an add-on. Keep those toes firmly in the floor. If this is too much, just come up a bit. Wonderful. Really nice, ladies. One more. Let's roll all the way down. Lovely stuff. So now this is our set-up position when we're on our back. Feet hip width apart again. And try and lengthen the neck. So I tend to scoop my hands up the back of my neck to get a nice long neck. Chin is tucked in so we're not here. And feet hip width apart. Arms are down. Shoulders away from the ears. Lovely. So we're going to breathe in. Breathe out, flatten your whole back in the floor. So from your ribs all the way down to your tailbone. So you're stretching your lower back. It's a lovely stretch for the lower back. Your abs are engaged, but your back is stretched. So just hold here. And just think of your posture. So you're not gripping with your feet or your hands. It's the abs that's pushing down, doing the work. And then gently release. Breathe out again, imprint. So if you had some grapes under your back, imagine you're totally squashing them, making some lovely wine. Almost think you're about to lift, just really engage, breathe in, release. Next time we're going to add on, breathe in, breathe out, flatten the back. Now squeeze the glutes, peel your spine off the floor, just up to the shoulders. So it isn't an arc, so we don't want to be here. It's not a yoga bridge, it's alignment. So we're nice and aligned. So you squeeze with your bum, but your chest is relaxed. Neck is long. Just engage your big toe, the ball of your foot with the floor, because your knees tend to want to come out. Keep them in, squeeze that bottom, lovely. Let's roll down. Now think of your spine like a string of pearls. Each tiny vertebra touches one at a time. So you've got to tilt in the air to get that spine down, lovely. We're going to go up again. I'm going to add on, but you can stay with that if you want. Breathe in, breathe out. Peel off and lift. Okay, I want to do what's called a bridge walk. So we're just lifting the foot off. And it's here, so I don't bring it in. Keep a nice 90-degree angle. Place it down. Lift the left leg. Lift it up. The idea with this one is a pelvic stability and a back workout. So imagine you've got drinks on your hips. You don't want to drop that tray of drinks. So you've got to lift slowly. Squeezing the bottom of the foot left behind. Squeeze that glute. Don't let that knee fall to the side. Lengthen the neck. Relax the shoulders. Let's do 2 more here. One more. Hold up here, just a squeeze more. Lift those hips. Relax the neck. Breathing in. Breathe out, roll down. Lovely. I'm going to do a little bit of work for the abdominals, and then we're going to stretch. Give these legs some stretching. So from this position, just slide your right leg in and out, in and out. So it's brushing the mat. Imagine you're rolling a roller with your foot. So it's not too much, otherwise you'll rock your mat up or burn your foot if you're going too fast. It's literally just hovering in the air. Wonderful. So whilst that one is doing that, this left leg, let's get it up in the air. So one leg up, one leg pumping in and out. Bit of a coordination on this one, but it's good to get your brain having a workout as well. So this top leg should want to start kind of kicking. So your one leg is doing the can-can, the other one is pumping up and down. Wonderful. So we can stick with this, pull the abdominals in, squeeze the pelvic floor, or if you want, you can take backs of your tips of your fingers to the back of your head, and as you kick up that leg, let's crunch. Breathe out, on the way up. Squeeze those abs in. Hold up here, and just do the legs. So you're kicking the legs. You can keep your head and shoulders on the floor if you want. That's the sort of progression to add. We've got 4 more here. 4, squeeze those abs in, don't let them bulk out. 3, lovely. 2, and 1. Release, let's change sides. So I'm going to have my left leg in and out, sliding up and down. And whilst that's going, let's get this right leg up in the air, leaving it there, and then it will start to kick. Should feel like a natural movement, as natural as this can be. If you can get your legs straight, wonderful. You don't need straight legs and pointy toes. Work with what your body is allowing, but we're always aiming for flexibility, lengthening, so you can think about that. Let's get these hands to the back of the head. As we kick, let's crunch up. Again, it's an option. If you don't want to, just keep your head down. And you're just not bending at the neck, you're just lifting the chest slightly. Legs, last 8, hold up, just the legs. Well done, release. Oh, let's let these knees rock side to side. Roll around. So let's place the feet on the floor and have the hands out to the side. I'm just going to let those knees rock side to side. Let those knees fall over to the right. Keep the shoulder down, look over to the left. Nice steady breathing. And then let's gently bring those legs back, let those legs fall the other way. And look in the other side, keep the shoulders down. Let's come back to centre. So I want to cross the ankle onto the knee, pick the legs up and give yourself a hug. So we're stretching the knee that's in towards you, we're stretching this hip, this glute. So we didn't do too much hip opening stuff today. It's difficult to get it in. I try and mix it up. I tried to sort of chuck in a whole range of stuff today so you get a bit of an overview. But I normally try and do, you know, some arms, some back, some abs, but I will tend to focus on shoulders or hips each week just so we have a little bit of difference. Let's keep this ankle locked on the knee, foot down, arms out. Now let your legs, as they are, just fall gently over to the left. And then keep your right shoulder down. Can you look over your right shoulder, down your arm? So bringing your head back to centre, keep your foot on your ankle, just pick those legs back up to centre, and exactly the same on the other side, just let them fall down, keeping that foot on the ankle. This changes your stretch, so you're now getting a stretch in your hip, the top of the hip. Same thing, let's look over to the left side. So we've had a good stretch of our hip flexors earlier. Going to have one stretch of them before we finish as well. Back to centre, lovely. Let's switch sides, left ankle on the right knee. Let's pick those legs up, or whichever one is your opposite. Feeling the stretch in that hip. Relax the neck, let's have a little look side to side. And then let's put the foot down, arms to the side, let those legs fall over to the right. And gently look to the left. And let's bring those legs back to centre, head to centre. Keep that left leg on the knee, just gently come over. Let those legs fall the other way and look in the other way. Lovely. Gently come back to centre, gently roll over onto your tummies. And we're going to grab one foot if possible. If not, you can grab a trouser leg. Push your hip into the floor and just pull that leg in towards you. Try and lift that knee if you can, really driving your hip down. And relax, wonderful. Let's switch sides. Grab that leg, head down, push your hip into the floor. Try and push a bit more, lift that knee if you can. For our very final stretch, can we grab both legs? Again, don't worry if you can't. And then as you lift those, they pull the chest back and stretch that chest as well. And release, let's push back into a child pose. Opening the knees a little bit wider than usual and just relax here for a moment. And then slowly coming up. Let's come back to where we started. Comfy sitting position. Just going to take a nice deep breath in. And out. And in. And now let's do one more. Give yourselves a big clap. Thank you so much. I hope you liked it. Any feedback would be more than welcome. It's